Here comes your pre-market summary for Friday, March 31st. We wrap up the week, we wrap up the month, and hey, we wrap up Q1. We're flat to start. That's a look at how futures are shaping up so far this morning. Basically where we ended the day, but also we're heading towards the biggest, remember, inflation data point of the week, with PCE coming out at 8:30 this morning. We'll get the February reading on this. Remember, the preferred data point when it comes to inflation for the Fed is PCE. So definitely will be a market moving event. Investors all want to see, obviously, inflation moving in the right direction to the downside. So we'll bring that to you live coming up at 8:30. There's also at 10 o'clock then, Michigan sentiment, which has its own inflation portion to it. As I mentioned, there we go. Flat to start there for the Dow, 0.16 for the S&P, negative 0.04 overall for the NASDAQ right now. So all will change coming up here at 8:30, no doubt. 1.5% meanwhile for crude oil, back to the upside, a little bit red at the bottom there for cryptocurrencies. That's the way the overall market is setting up so far this morning. 2 days in a row here for the S&P back to the upside. Same story for the NASDAQ. That's the cues. We're right back through these highs once again for tech. So much strength coming from the land of tech as we await, again, key inflation data to come this morning. We'll have a look at, speaking of tech, we'll have a look at all of them this morning, in the sense that if we do get a print either direction, better or worse, we might see interest rates moving along with that. So obviously very sensitive are big tech names. There's this note this morning from Piper Sandler on Google specifically, with the $15 billion revenue drop possible, according to Piper Sandler, because of AI, and Microsoft and their move with Bing to incorporate ChatGPT could be taking a piece of Google's pie. So we'll have a look at both of those coming up. DWAC on watch, all these Trump-linked stocks moving around this morning to the upside, surprisingly, after Trump officially indicted yesterday by the state of New York. We'll talk about that coming up, see if there's a trade to be had. Boeing, pretty impressive late in the day yesterday to the upside after they said they're going to go to 31 units. They got this new order as well, but they're going to go to 31 units per day of the 737 MAX as far as production is concerned, coming up not only next month, but going forward as well. So pretty impressive for Boeing. We're right back to the top end of the range. BABA back on watch as well. Not really doing a heck of a lot, a little bit negative to start things off, but a couple pretty impressive days for Alibaba. Some questioning on their cloud unit coming into play this morning, and whether it might be lost in the shuffle here. Remember the logistics unit yesterday. A lot of people talking about the possibility that will be the first of the 6 divisions to debut with its own IPO over in Hong Kong. And speaking of reshuffling, Bloomberg reporting that Netflix is going to restructure their film group as well. Grab the watch list, guys. Use that QR code on screen right now. We're coming up at 8:30. Remember, PCE at 8:30, and then we get Michigan sentiment at 10. Both are going to be closely watched by the market. We'll see you shortly on TraderTV.Live.